Jinchadra Maharaj says, what kind of murta we are living in? We don't understand. If we were murak, we had no capacity to learn anything, people will understand. Somebody who is neurologically impaired is easy to understand, mentally retarded is easy to understand. But murta is something you're intellectually speaking, you're capable of doing it, but you're going after all these things anyway.
And if you go into Bhaj Govindam, that's the word he's using
Yes.
again and again.
Again and again. Yes. Murta.
Sankaracharya.
Right.
Sankaracharya.
Right, absolutely. So, so Vinay Vijayji is saying that come out of that murta and start looking at the real life. He says life itself is like a dewdrop. You know how in the morning you look at the beautiful dewdrop sitting on the leaves. Like overnight the dew has accumulated. But as soon as the sun comes out, the dew evaporates and all the dew is gone within a matter of couple of hours. So that's fraction of a few hours is the existence of the dew. Your life is like exists for a very short time. Life in a birth, growth, decay and death goes through the same cycle. Considering the eons that the world has existed, what is our life? It's a very short life. And even in that short life, we keep on trying to accumulate this and accumulate. How long is it going to last? Whatever you have accumulated is going to just shift. And over the period of centuries, it's an amazing concept that he has given that it's very difficult to comprehend. No, it's not difficult to comprehend, but it's very difficult to think of. He says, imagine all the kings that used to have so much wealth. And now, look at the state in India. There are other rich people, and other rich houses have been created, rich families have been created. He says, sukhe ghar badliyo. It's the sukh or the wealth, it just changed the house. Now, everything, when we think about wealth, we look at from our angle, how much wealth I have. But we don't realize the sukh itself is playing games with all of us. Today it's in your house and it's making you feel that you're rich. Tomorrow it's going to shift to his house. It's going to make him feel rich. It's like playing with us. And we are really not going anywhere. This sukhe ghar badliyo. It's a very amazing concept that he had put in. So everything is so transient. We have to realize that. Because before you know, our hair is going to start growing gray. Before you know, we're going to start walking with a stick. And all these examples we see.
Every day.
Every day. Our fathers have gone through, our forefathers have gone through, our uncles or aunts. It's all the way around and it's a reality. But we don't accept that. I'm going to be fine. And someday, we're all going to go through that, but we just don't want to accept that. So
what a similarity between Bhaj Govindam and this.
Exactly
Same thing.
And he quotes that. He quotes the same. It's a very famous slogan in Bhaj Govindam.
Yep.
Angam galitam palitam mundam vruddha yati grohitva dandam. And then there is tadapina musyati asha pindam. He says asha is something that is a desire. Asha pindam is a collection of desires. Never ends. He says, to what extent? So, angam galitam, your body is shriveling. You have really nothing left in your body. Your muscles have become weak. Palitam mundam, your head is shaking continuously. Angam galitam palitam mundam, and then your teeth are chattering. And your saliva is coming out.
And you still want to get married.
And you still want to get
married.
The desires are still there. So it is amazing that your desires never shrivels. The whole body is shriveling. And it's a very amazing. And the murta, that is called the murta. And it's still not, you're not giving up the stupidity that we are all hooked up with. We still want to build castles. We want to keep on building this and that. So our desires will never end. And then Jinchadra Maharaj says that sometimes you talk to people that they all their life they have created empires, and yet when it goes away, it goes more and more. Now I want my son to settle, and then I want my grandson to settle. The projects never change. When are you going to do something for your own Atma? They keep on doing the same thing because that's all they know. Look at, that's what we're talking about, Warren Buffett, right? He has $60-some billion. But now he's going to give it away, a whole thing, the charitable foundation, but he keeps on buying more stocks, and then this, and then that, and That's just the play that he has been doing all his life. He just cannot think of anything better.
But I tell you, even with that, at least when he's giving away, he's spiritually very developed.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
See, how did he gain by all this forging and playing games here and there? He didn't
But everybody
acquire.
gets money like that only.
Huh?
But at least it's a better part of the riches. Then
No,
he's giving away at least.
Situation in this country is people are not collecting for 7 generations. Next 7 generations. They are just their own greed. They are collecting. I mean,
Just the pleasure.
his son or
Satisfying the
grandson
ego.
is not into it. He says business. I cannot even think about business.
Cannot think of, right.
Yeah, he is in the teacher in the music school in
Sure,
California.
right. He's probably having more pleasure.
Exactly. He said, I'm having more
More
pleasure
happy.
in this. I don't. I mean, yeah. Music is everything for me. He said.
My son was working for Bar Laboratory, and he's the CEO is a Bangladeshi.
Mhm.
So they were having the first day interview. They say whenever the new recruit comes, he has to see the CEO. So he says, you don't need to become the richest person to become the happiest person in the
Right.
world. You
Absolutely.
can always become the happiest person, not the richest person.
Yeah. Ultimately, goal is happiness. But if we think that this is the way to be happy, that's the false
Yeah.
notion.
It's not happiness. It's
What's that?
Anand.
Yeah,
Of course,
It's
yeah,
called
right.
Anand.
that's the higher part.
Ultimately, it's Anand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So keep the Anitya Bhavana in mind all the time. Every person you meet, every object that you own, every situation you come across, it's all Anitya. So be ready for the change all the time. And the only way you can be ready for the change is by being an observer. You're observing the whole illusion that we're living in.
Without Anitya Bhavana, you can never observe.
Sakshi Bhav. Sakshi Bhav, right. So we have to start that inside journey, and the only way, we haven't even started yet. They say, they describe you, you are the king, you are the Paramatma. But to realize our own nature of Paramatma and being a king, we have to start becoming a slave. We have to stop becoming a beggar. Because what is beggar? What does the beggar want? Whatever he does not have, he wants it. In any form, whenever you think that you don't have something and you want something, you're a beggar.
Can we finish another 5
Yeah.
minutes? Yeah.
So being a beggar itself is putting us down from being a Paramatma or a king or a Samrat. So to realize our ultimate infinite nature, we have to stop our finite notions that we think that we are limited and we have very limited capacity, we have limited resources, we have limited possessions, and you want more and more and more. So to start that inside journey, we have to start going within, and the only way to do is through meditation. So Mahavir Swami gives the name is Pratikraman. Pratikraman is a lot of people don't even know what Pratikraman is,
I
and
don't
they're
know.
actually doing it even.
I don't know.
Akraman is very attack outside. Pratikraman
It's attacking.
is attacking inside. Not attacking, but going within. You dealing with the outside forces is akraman, when you're invading outside. So akraman, opposite of akraman is pratikraman. And it's the same thing as pratyahar that Patanjali puts in. These are all just different words describing the same thing when you start going within. And the journey starts with meditation. So the meditation is extremely important. And that's the only way you're going to start realizing what treasures are hidden within.
And 3 days of continuous meditation is retreat.
It's coming.
It is. It's not. It's definitely right.
Right. Okay.